Hello, wrestling fans, and we have another edition in SoCal's Wrestling. Today we have the beautiful, strong Native American Nyla Rose. How are you doing, Nyla?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. Um, how long you been wrestling?
At this point, it's almost 2 years. Um, I mean, that's not including all the training, obviously, and anything not in ring work. But I have been in the business a little bit longer than 2 years. But as for actual in ring talent, just under that 2 year mark.
And who do you were trained with? Who was your trainer?
I trained at Kaiser Pro Wrestling under Christian York and John Kerman. Those were my primary trainers. Occasionally, we would have a guest trainer here and there, and any opportunity to take a course or take a seminar with Raven or Simon Diamond, as those would come up, I definitely would jump on those as well.
Between special guest trainers, who was your favorite?
Um, Raven, probably. I mean, not even just because I was a huge Raven mark, but he had a lot of personality. Um, he's I don't want to put him on blast, but he's not exactly the totally quiet type. He's got a lot of personality. He's a hilarious guy.
And did he give you advice like psychology-wise when it comes to the wrestling fans? Like how you get
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He's definitely given me some tips that when I'm in the ring now, I constantly thinking, and not even just him, but Simon Diamond, Tank Tolan, anybody that I've ever worked with or had the opportunity to pick their brain, Shane Douglas, all this cumulative knowledge, these years of knowledge, definitely, if you get the chance, if you're a worker, get out there, pick their brains. They know their stuff.
So why did you want to be a wrestler?
I always wanted to be. That sounds completely crazy to say, but I that is true. Well, it's not 100% true. I grew up. I wanted to do stunts for films. That's like the weirdest thing ever. But somewhere along the line, I grew up as a wrestling fan. It clicked with me that wrestling was kind of this beautiful dance of stunts and performance and athleticism, and it just made sense that that's what I needed to do.
Can you tell the viewers how you actually joined the wrestling business? At first, you didn't join as a indie wrestler. You joined as the wrestling production. If I'm wrong.
Uh, well, photographer.
Photographer.
My original position was a photographer. It was always with the outcome to be a wrestler. But I did start out on the shows as a photographer, taking pictures. Happy to say some of my stuff has been published in PWI, so that's pretty awesome. Um, so doing that, moved on, was able to become a ring announcer. So I did that for a while, and when the time was right, they wrote me into a story arc, and the rest, I guess, as they say, is history.
When you were a wrestling photographer, did you only be on one certain company, or you did multiple companies, be more of commercial kind of?
I did only work for one company, for Kaida Pro. That was my home company. That's where I was training. So all of my time, everything was devoted to them. I hadn't even been out on the road yet. I didn't even know the wonders of the world, as they say.
Okay. So your wrestling gimmick is a Native American. Is that are you actually Native American or is just a fake character you created?
No, that is that. Well, the fake character part is how nasty I am. Even that's not true. If you tick me off enough, then you get to see the beast. So I guess I earned that nickname from Truth. But the fact is, I am Native American. I am Oneida. We're part of the Iroquois Nation, and Triple H said on Tough Enough, "Hey, some of the best characters are extensions of your reality." I took that into consideration when trying to find my in-ring persona, and here we are.
And who chose the Nyla Rose name? Was it you or you said it was Truth?
That actually is a Nyla was a nickname given to me uh, years ago before even wrestling. It comes from when I used to act. It's kind of an acronym, I guess. NYLA, New York, Los Angeles, and it just kind of always stuck, and that's how everybody knows me. So
So, wrestling in any circuit, what's your proper way of training for before you do a match?
cardio, tons of cardio, cardio. When you've done enough cardio, do some more cardio. uh, you, I get blown up on my ring entrance. Like, so do cardio till you drop. Nothing truly prepares you for wrestling like wrestling. Never stop training. Once you start working kind of regularly, it gets to be pretty tricky. It gets to be pretty tough. But if you get an opportunity, get in that ring, do your drills, do your bumps, get in there and just do it. Try to limit your excuses, but get in there and do it. Um, if you can't, hop on the treadmill, jog around a lake, go for a brisk walk. Just do something. Stay active. Don't get lazy.
And you incorporate with weightlifting.
Limited weightlifting. I do limited weightlifting. I used to lift pretty heavy, and I'm trying to lean out now. So currently, I'm not doing so much of that. But it's good to mix it up, keep things fresh, keep things fun.
So right now you're dealing with another East Coast indie wrestler, Amber Rodriguez. Can you tell me
Yes.
how? Can you tell me how the feud is going?
All right. So, little known fact: me and Amber used to be homegirls. That's kind of where all this started. She's got a mouth on her. She, she likes to say she keeps it real, but the fact of the matter is, sometimes girl just needs to shut her mouth. I confronted her backstage about some things, got into a bit of a shoving match. When I was out of Kobe Pro for a while, I guess she came looking for me. I'm sitting laid up from after having surgery, and I see this hoochie on my TV. Now she's in my territory. Now we have a problem. So it's just kind of been a never-ending struggle with her. And the hardest part is I know her so well, so I know everything she's about. She knows everything I'm about. So it's definitely one of those situations where it's like your best friend is your worst enemy.
So now you can consider her as your least favorite wrestler to compete.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. I do enjoy giving her a few shiners.
Do you have any other favorite wrestlers you like to wrestle with inside the ring?
Um, Me and Fantasia have had quite the bout on occasion. I loved working with her. I learned a lot in our time together. Would love the opportunity to get in there and do that again. Autumn Breeze, my homegirl up in PA, she's definitely she'll take it to you. She, she is no blow over, pun intended. Like she will take it to you. But there are a few on my radar. Mistress Belmont up in Connecticut. I'm dying to get in the ring with her. Jessie K. I just signed a deal, so I'll be meeting her sometime in September, I do believe.
Would it
Um,
be Valkyrie or WSU?
for who? For Mistress?
No, with Jesse K.
For Jessie K, to be perfectly honest, the name escapes me, forgive me, but it's another promotion in Pennsylvania. All this information will be on my website in time. Like I said, I just signed the deal, so I probably should know this, but I do forget.
Um,
Sorry.
Also, do you have any wrestler that influenced you in your wrestling career from past or present?
I've said this time and time again. Every wrestler has influenced me. I know that is a cheesy, easy cop out answer, but it is a 100% truth. I genuinely believe wholeheartedly that everybody has something you can learn from, something you can pick from to learn and grow, to further develop your character. Even if it's something like, "Ooh, what is he doing? I'm not doing that. What is she thinking? What are they, why do they even choose to do that?" you can take those things and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what he did. I'm not going to be like her. And that can help shape you, help shape your career. So it's not always, oh, so and so did such a cool move. I want to try and do that. It's the little things. I always tell everybody, devil's in the details.
That's fair enough. Do you have a dream opponent?
Dream opponent. I have a few. I have a few. Mickey James for sure. I've said this again. I know she's hearing this. She's got to hear this. I've said this in so many interviews. Mickey James and Mia Yim, I would say, are my current dream opponents. Mia Yim, for a personal reason, we both came up in Kaida together. She obviously, you can see her all over the country. She's doing very well for herself. And my opinion, only a matter of time before she gets picked up by somebody major. That's just scientific facts.
And she's one of my top five for women in the indie circuit.
Yeah, and she should be.
I'm still waiting for another of the top five to be. It could be you or what, or if it is you right now.
Yes. You gotta get yourself a sweet Nyla Rose t-shirt right here. Boom. Brand new on the market.
Also, you have your Nyla Rose doll behind you.
That's right.
Is that also on sale?
That is also on sale. Currently, I'm not set up for mail distribution, but I'm hoping to work on that. That is one of the changes I'm hoping to bring to my website. But any live show you see me at, we've got dolls, shirts, working on some keepsakes, maybe some keychains coming your way soon.
Work at the indie circuit, is it really difficult, or well, especially being a female wrestler, especially we're living in a male's world? Everything in the male world is also in the wrestling business. Is that true or is that false, in your opinion?
It's true. It's a bit true. But I guess the biggest thing is don't accept that as truth. Don't accept it as fate. We make our own truth. So while it's kind of a common understood thing, we hold the power as women to kind of change that. So, I say any woman out there, I'll get your back. Even if I don't know you, I got your back. Stand up for yourself, stand up for what you believe in.
Fair enough. So, can you tell us any cool stories or people you met from the wrestling scene? Let me repeat that again. Being in the circuit, do you have any cool stories or met interesting people during your wrestling career?
The coolest story I have is the fact that my computer's about to die, so give me a second, I gotta plug this in. That's what happens when you do live interviews, people. All right, we're ready to go. I met one of my idols, Princess Victoria. How we got to be like BFFs, I will never understand in my life, but I'm not going to question that. It's just something that is, and I accept it and love it. Now, granted, she wrestled way before I even watched wrestling. I shouldn't say way, she'll kill me. She'll put me in a sleeper hold. But she wrestled in the 70s and I believe a little bit the early 80s. So I didn't find out about her until much later, thanks to, the graces of the internet, YouTube, so forth. But with her being Native American also, her character, not even her in-ring character, but herself, her character kind of spoke to me. And I was like, oh my God, this chick is so awesome. Like, she's such a boss. Flash forward a couple of years, I'm having a 2-hour conversation with her pacing around my living room. Blew my mind. Like, I never would have thought that would have happened. Another time, I actually had the pleasure to meet and speak with Mickey James and her mother, who is a total sweetheart, by the way. Sorry to embarrass Mickey, but her mom totally did the mom thing of, oh, no, you got to see Mickey here. Like, showed me pictures on the phone. It was the cutest thing ever. So it's things like, you're growing up, you're watching wrestling, you never expect to have these moments, but then you get in the business, you travel, you meet people, and that's it. They are people too, and some of them are actually really cool.
And being in the indie circuit, there's pros and cons. I prefer one to speak more of the pros, that you've seen people from the past or present who's in the big wrestling business like TNA or WWE or now ROH. Now they're coming to indie circuit, and being an indie wrestler, you get to meet them, have a one-on-one conversation, and sometimes they're your role models, your heroes. But the saying goes, it's not always good to meet your heroes, but in this case, you met your hero or role model, Mickey James.
Yeah, and she didn't let me down one bit. You know, there's always a little part of you that's nervous in the back of your mind, like you said, when you meet somebody, like, oh God, are they going to be a douche? Are they going to be kind of cool? Like, what's going to happen? It's going to go either way. Mickey was totally cool. Like, I could hang with her on the weekends after she has her baby.
All right. One more question. Outside the ring, do you have any hobbies or fun activities you like to do?
I do. My mom has blessed me, cursed me, I don't know, with an artistic eye. She teaches art at an elementary school. So I do enjoy arts and crafts. I do enjoy kind of looking at something different than how most people see it, seeing what I can create out of it. Um, and that kind of carries over into filmmaking. I did start, you know, we talked about how I started with photography, cinematography, it's all the same world. But I do enjoy filmmaking. Before I trained for wrestling, I am a classically trained actress. I've done stage plays, I've done film, so that's always been a passion of mine as well. Probably one of the only wrestlers to ever go actor to wrestler instead of wrestler to actor. So,
All right. That I'm gonna wrap this up. Um, I will. Is there any way your wrestling fans or new followers they can reach you and with social media?
absolutely. I probably should have like a little sign at the bottom or something. My website, nativebeast.com. That's www.nativebeast.com. Spell it just like it sounds. On Facebook, you can find me www.facebook.com/native in8v beast. That is my fan site on Facebook. So those would be the two best ways because you can message me. There is a email tab on my website. You can send me fan mail that comes directly to me. Between me and my webmaster, I will get back to you. I've answered all mail, so keep them coming. I love getting questions. I love answering questions. I love meeting my fans. So if you've got, you know, a picture you want to share with me, whatever, I'll showcase it on my website. Just send it on in.
All right, Nyla. Thank you for your time and being in SoCal's Wrestling. I hope to talk to you when you're being the big wrestling business like TNA or WWE.
Me too. This is my first time having anything to do with SoCal wrestling. I hope to actually be out there one day and I can meet you. We can take a picture together.
Of course, and I hope I can have you and also probably Naya, the Howling Huntress, as the Native American tag team.
Hmm. I think the internet wrestling community really wants to see that. We need to rally the troops, make that happen. I would love to. I would love for that to happen too. Two natives? What?
Exactly, or the two natives facing each other.
Oh. You know, that's how little here's a fun fact for you. My tag partner, Miss Claudia Solis, that's how we came to be. We found that mutual respect. We beat the snot out of each other a few times, and we're like, you know what? This chick is awesome. We need to team up. That's how Primitive was born.
That's a good fun fact to hear for SoCal's Wrestling.
Got a wrestling exclusive.
I want to be the first one to be getting all these interesting facts and opinions from other indie wrestlers.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me.
All right, thank you.